Hello, it's us again. You know us by now. If you don't and you're new, be prepared for stuff. I can't tell you what because anything can happen. Anything could happen. We're so unpredictable.
Yeah.
Like weird shit happens when we get together. So if you're new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome. Just welcome.
Welcome.
We're doing top 5, but aren't you lucky boys and girls? We are doing double whammy. Oh, apologies. Double whammy. We're doing 2 at once. We're doing 2 at once because they're similar. So we're doing our top 5 actors and or actresses. No, actors and, not even and or, actors and actresses who have won the Best Actor and Actress Award at the Oscars, the Academy Award thing. You all know what that is. So we're doing both the winner of the Best Actor and the winner of the Best Actress. We're not doing supporting. We may do supporting at one point, but for now we're going to start with the best. Because they're the best. Why would you start with supporting? Why would you start at the bottom? You want to start at the top. I believe we've done one Oscar list before, didn't we? We just did Oscar winning for best film, didn't we?
We did Best Pictures.
So we've done that a long time ago. Like one of our first top 5 lists way back, nearly a year and a half ago. Which is terrifying. So yes, for those of you who don't know, this is how the system works. We each have 5 selections. Whatever the category is, in this case, Best Actor Actress, going ranked from 1 to 5. The points are allocated thusly. Number 1 gets 5 points, number 2 gets 4 points, etc., etc. But there's an extra little thing here. There's an honourable mention. We get an honourable mention, which doesn't really have a place. It's sort of just one we like. That one is... This is how it works. So we mentioned that in honourable mention. Right. Careful now. If someone else mentions it in their list, it gets 2 extra points. 2 bonus points. So it doesn't get any points for you mentioning it. But if you think, I think someone else will mention it, but I don't want to put it in my top 5, you can say, it'll get extra points. And in the past, that has done wonder for certain
Tip the scales.
Some people end up near the top, and it really throws a spanner in the works. So, because we've got 2, we're going to do 2 at a time. So each round, we're both going to give our number 5 or whatever of that respective category.
Yeah.
So let's kick it off, shall we? Honourable mentions. Let's start with you, David.
Hello.
What are your honourable mention choices for Best Actor and Best Actress winner at the Academy Awards?
Okay, so I've got all mine written down.
Good.
This was difficult for me, this category, actually. And most of the ones that I actually knew were more modern winners.
Generally, mine were. I've put a few in there that are.
I've got a couple of interesting choices. I want to try and be a bit more spread out about it. In general, I went by how consistently good the actor was.
Okay. I've done the opposite. I've gone for just that performance.
Yeah. So a lot of the actors that I chose were ones whose Oscar-winning film I haven't seen.
Oh, interesting.
But I like the actor, and I've heard.
Okay, that's fair. When we set that up, we didn't specify how to judge it. We said just judge it. Just make your picks.
I realised as I was looking through the list how few films from the past I'd actually watched that were Oscar.
Yeah, it took about 10 for me to even recognise the names.
Yeah, exactly.
On both lists. Although the women's, it was sooner. Katharine Hepburn turned up a lot sooner than there's any male actor that I recognised. So she's not one of my picks, by the way. She's great.
Anyway, my honourable mention for Best Actor goes to somebody whose performance is very memorable in the film that he won, but I would say maybe not as consistent otherwise.
Oh.
Very good, but there's some.
I'm intrigued.
It's Anthony Hopkins.
Anthony Hopkins.
Whose performance in Silence of the Lambs is astounding.
Top notch.
I haven't seen Silence of the Lambs all the way through, but I've seen.
Okay.
Yeah, I've seen most of his moments, and
Okay.
final scene is mad, even though he's not in it. But
Yeah.
uh, but he's not in it that much.
No,
He's in the
He's
final
such a
scene.
It is,
Sorry?
yeah, the final scene he's in.
The
Not
final
like the
scene is-
final, not like the climax, but the final
Not the
scene he's in.
climax.
I think I was talking about the climax then.
Yeah,
The bit where it's all green and
yeah, he's not in that,
Yeah.
but he's in the final scene.
He
He has the last line.
All right,
He
all
doesn't
right.
do-
Well, all this goes to show I haven't seen it. All
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
No. Yeah, but it's such a lasting impact. And I haven't seen much of his other stuff. But that's the reason he gets honorable mention for me, is because he did so well in that single film that he won for.
Mhm.
It's a lasting impact. People still talk about it to this day. So he must have done something right.
But he definitely has made some questionable choices
Yes, exactly.
in his roles since. So I
Yeah,
can see
I
why.
mean,
It's some questionable.
But he's
I think
always,
a lot of
even
it
if they're
as well.
questionable, even if it's a bad film, he's often one of the more positive things about the film.
Yeah,
No,
I think it's fantastic
So-
in mostly
Yeah.
everything.
He's
except
good. He's
Transformers.
definitely worthy of
Yeah.
an honorable mention, I would say. I didn't want to make it sound as if he was a bad actor.
No, I understand your reasoning.
There are at least 5 that I'd consider better than him.
Yeah.
That's
Which
not
is,
unfair.
out of all of them, pretty good.
Cool. Do you want my actress now?
Yes, straight on to actress, please.
Never seen a single film of hers, but Katharine
Wow.
Hepburn won 4
She did win 4.
Oscars for Best Actress, so she must have done something right. That's honorable mention for me.
Just for pure.
If anyone else puts her on the list, I'm happy for her to get some bonus points. She
Fair
must have
enough.
done something right.
Well, yeah.
It's funny. Yeah, it's actually interesting because everyone I speak to about Hepburn,
Remember
she's
the
kind of
daughter.
renownedly hated now. Catherine.
Yeah.
She's
Why?
renownedly kind of hated now because she was so annoying.
Mm.
But that was kind of her thing.
Yeah, that was
like-
female roles at the time.
Yeah,
She didn't really have much choice.
she did a film that I love called Bringing Up Baby with Cary Grant, and she's so fucking annoying in it. But I love it. It's great. She's good as the annoying character.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's hard to watch her because she's so annoying.
And I think more people know her sister.
Oh yeah. Oh,
She's often
totally.
overshadowed by a sister who did less stuff, really, who didn't do as well, arguably.
Arguably
More
yeah.
iconic, but
More
not
iconic, yeah.
as didn't work as much, didn't win as many Oscars, didn't win any, I don't think.
Not that I saw. No,
No.
not on the list.
So yeah.
Yeah. Well, should we carry on?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Interesting
that's what
choice. I
have to say.
appreciate it. I like the choice.
Yeah.
Just going on numbers. Just playing that. She must have been fucking good
Yeah.
if she got that many, which is fair point.
Yeah.
Is it my go now?
It is your turn now, yes.
Okay, so for my honourable mention for actor is Eddie Redmayne for Theory of Everything, 2014. So for the exact same reason as David, I love his performance in that film. I don't think he's a particularly strong actor in anything else. I actually am not a fan of him as an actor, but in that particular project, he's phenomenal, and it's kind of like the role he was born to play, and not any other role I've ever seen him in.
I'll be
Really.
honest, I've not seen enough.
Yeah.
I've seen Theory of Everything.
Jupiter Ascending.
The Danish Girl.
Fantastic Beasts.
I think he was good in the Danish Girl.
I didn't see the Danish Girl.
He was good in that.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
he got nominated the year before for that, didn't he?
The year after, I think.
Or the year
I think
after? Yeah,
Danish
he got
Girl
nominated
was
for it as
after,
well,
but
I didn't win it.
Yeah, he got nominated. I believe.
Yeah.
Indeed. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just not a big fan of him as an
Yeah.
actor, but I do love him in that performance. So fair fucks to him. And my honourable mention for actress is Julie Andrews.
Julie Andrews.
Cos Mary Poppins.
Yeah. That was
Yeah.
the first one that I went. When I was making my shortlist, going through from the past to now, she was the first one I wrote down as could possibly be on the list.
Yeah, she's great. Obviously, I prefer her in Sound of Music. I prefer Sound of Music as a film, but Mary Poppins is obviously iconic, and she was Mary Poppins. Mary
was.
Poppins.
Exactly.
That's all I have to say. Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
Can't argue with that.
And the de-aging they used on her in the sequel is mental.
It's like it's a whole different actress.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Levi?
Oh, it's me, isn't it? My honourable mentions are for actor is Gregory Peck in To Kill a Mockingbird, because it is a astounding performance. One that I think would, if done today, would also be nominated for an Oscar. Like it stands up.
Yeah.
As a very, it was sort of in that turning point of Hollywood, like coming out of the sort of silver age, or no, golden age, where it got a bit more subtle. Acting before that was a bit big. It was a bit theatrical, the Cary Grants and that sort of. But it was, and then he sort of was one of the first to sort of do quite an understated, modern acting performance, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because acting has changed somewhat. And he's fantastic in it, and a great film, and he smashed it.
Yeah,
I like Gregory.
I've not seen the film. I've not seen any To Kill a Mockingbird. I was actually supposed to be at the West End Aaron Sorkin written show. Obviously, COVID has delayed that, so that was going to be the first time I ever saw anything to do with To Kill a Mockingbird. But as it currently stands, I can't stand with you because I haven't seen it. Yes,
it's bloody good.
Good.
Bloody good. And my honourable mention for actress is Olivia Colman. So very recent.
Nice.
This one was, I think, because it's honourable mention, I didn't just base it just on The Favourite, even though she was fucking brilliant in it.
Yeah.
It was also like just her career in general.
Yeah.
She's got such range and such, like, she just does stuff.
Yep.
She's always good at it. You can give her any role and she'll make something of it. She'll do something with it.
Yeah.
In that what sense you're talking about. And she's just lovely. She's just an all-round great human being.
Just someone you wanted to talk about, isn't it?
Yeah, she's just brilliant. I just like it.
That's what you used honourable mention for.
But also, she was very good in The Favourite.
Yeah.
So
yes,
she played.
Yes, she was.
She played unhinged quite candidly.
Hay fever season. Carry on.
Yeah, tell me about it. Lovely. So those done. Back to you, David. You're number 5, if you please.
All right. Number 5.
Now the points come into play.
Okay. My number 5 best actor is Robert De Niro.
Robert De Niro for Raging Bull, if I remember correctly.
Yep. Haven't seen it, but I
haven't seen it.
He's great in lots of other things.
Isn't it? He is great in lots of other things. That's true.
This is going to be a running theme.
I see a theme with David.
My list. I haven't seen the films that they won for, but I like everything else.
Yeah.
No, he's great. I particularly like how he can turn his hand to comedy if he needs to. But he has a very particular style of comedy.
His comedy is him taking the piss out of himself, really.
Yeah, and I appreciate an actor that can do that.
You can do that.
Yeah. But good.
Yep.
Good actor. He's had some real stinkers though.
Of course. But most of them have. There's not many that have on this list. There's a few that are fucking have some awful. So
as you go further up my list, we get to ones that I can't find stinkers for. But
really, okay.
I think of all the actors that have ever won Best Actor, I think De Niro and Al Pacino have both had a shitload of stinkers in their later life. But at the time, like, you could see why they became so famous and so renowned, because they were both so fucking good. And then for some reason, they both sold out like crazy. But more recently, obviously, have started
sold out
together.
Often they just sold out.
Made them so good in the first place.
Often they just did it as mates. They just do shitty films together.
Yeah.
They clearly just wanted to hang out,
having a laugh.
Righteous Kill is terrible. Terrible film.
But then Heat's fucking great. So
Heat's great. Yeah, the 4 films that they've been in together, there's only one bad one.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Good. And my number 5 for actress is Brie Larson.
Brie Larson.
All right.
For Room.
Yep.
An excellent performance.
Haven't seen it.
You haven't seen? Oh, come on! So you're basing Brie Larson on her other performances?
Yeah.
Which
She-
performance?
Love Captain Marvel. Fucking.
Yeah, that's the only one that I don't particularly like, but
Yeah.
I know what she's going for, and I'm like, you know what, that's fine.
Yeah.
All right, go for it. Like, I think like my issues with that film lie in the story,
That's fair enough.
and now is not the time to talk about my issues.
No, let's not. No.
I need to rewatch it before I talk about it, just in
Yeah.
case I'm wrong. I might be wrong.
Who knows?
It's very likely that I'm wrong.
So what else have you seen her in? I'm intrigued because she's not done a whole lot.
It's more that she got the role in Captain Marvel, and I was like, oh, I don't really know her very well. And then Lily turns to me and she reels off this list of things that she's been in, and I'm like, oh yeah, oh my god, she's in everything, man. She's in Community, for fuck's
She's a
sake.
coat check girl.
Yeah.
She does have a name. She's
And I think that it proves quite clearly that she morphs into her roles and doesn't allow. It's not. Oh, it's a Brie Larson. It's this character or this character. Whether she's a bitch, whether she's clever, whether she's funny, like you don't really know that it's her.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Am I making sense?
Yeah, she's a chameleon.
Yeah. And you know, the fact that happened, that's probably what sold it to me more than anything. And she is very good.
She's very good.
You should see Room because it's
Room and Short-Term 12.
There's a lot of things I should see, Ryan.
Yeah.
Room and Short-Term 12 are the ones
I've got this.
she's
I love Brie Larson because I feel like I was there early in her career.
Mm.
Yeah.
Because me and Callum saw her in a very lower budget independent film at a festival.
Was it Scott Pilgrim?
No, it was after Scott Pilgrim actually, but
yeah, Short-Term 12.
it was a very small film.
Which, Destin Daniel Cretton made, which he has since made Just Mercy and is now making Shang-Chi for Marvel. But
he's had
at the time,
strange career.
Yeah, but at the time that was his first film, and that was one of Brie Larson's first standout performances. And, yeah, that was a real eye opener. I think she's dwindled a bit since. In fact.
Yeah,
she's been focusing on a couple of other things, and then she got the Captain Marvel role and wanted to do something with it, but there's been a lot of backlash around it. So I think
it isn't her fault.
I think she's trying to adjust to that.
Yeah,
most likely.
I like Captain Marvel. Good.
Yeah, I like it as well.
I'm looking forward to seeing what she comes out with.
Yeah, because I think she's one of those actresses who could do anything.
Yeah,
like she could slot into any film and it could work.
And to be quite honest, I'm very excited about a Captain Marvel sequel.
Yeah,
because now it's like we know who the character is. Go off and have some fucking fun with it, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally. 100%. My number 5 for actor should be higher on the list, but I think the film that they won for wasn't their best. Is Jeff Bridges' Crazy Heart from 2009. It's a wonderful film, and his performance is amazing in it. It's not my favourite of his performances by any stretch of the imagination. I think he's an incredible actor. I love him.
Sorry, guys. I'm going to shoot off for like a second.
That's cool. We'll just fill in.
Phone ringing.
That's all right.
Can't believe it. How would anyone ever leave? Why
would someone just leave? The rudeness, the height of fucking rudeness.
But yeah, Jeff Bridges. Brilliant.
Yeah, I've not seen Crazy Heart, which is why I didn't put him on the list.
Yeah,
and I felt bad about not having him on the list.
You'll like it, Ryan. It's a musically.
I am aware of the premise.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
It reminds me a lot of the. You're not forgiven. The fact that you let mid podcast.
Next time I'll let it.
Unforgivable, David.
Unforgivable. No one would ever do that. Leave mid podcast.
For any reason.
For any reason.
Any reason.
What was I saying? It's very similar story wise to like The Wrestler. It's about a guy, who was at the heights of fame and kind of like the heights of fame in his world, in his industry, I guess. Yeah. And he's kind of just like dwindling out now and is playing sort of like the shitty clubs and whatever. So basically it's about this guy on a kind of crappy tour, who's just become an alcoholic and whatever, and his performance in it is absolutely fantastic. But it's not my favourite of his performances, which is why I've been so low. But
That's fair.
Jeff Bridges
Yeah.
Deserves some recognition.
Yeah, he does.
His
Definitely
incredible
does.
back catalogue, his incredible
Yeah.
career.
He has such a varied career. He does such a variety of things.
That he does.
But that's true of most good actors do that.
Yeah.
Most of them can do any genre. The ones that get pinned into one genre often get forgotten about.
Mm-hmm.
So that's sort of true.
Yeah, for sure. My female actress is. So I didn't actually number them. So I'm trying to deliberate.
You're doing it now in your head.
I'm doing it now in my head.
You've got 5 names on a page, and you don't really
just.
Let's go.
Julianne Moore. Still
Julianne
Alice,
Moore.
2015.
A film that went very under the radar.
Yeah. Yeah, and obviously won the award though, so there was definitely something to it. Fantastic performance. Julianne Moore is a strange one.
Yeah.
When she's really good, she's like stunning, incredible. I love her. And when she phones it in, it can be really bad. It can be really bad. But she doesn't phone it in that often. No. I don't think.
No.
But still, Alice, I think, is probably one of those rare cases where the film that an actress should win for is the film she won for.
Yeah.
And that's definitely the film. Absolutely fantastic performance. To portray how would you describe it? Deterioration, I guess. To portray it as a deteriorative disease. Without having experienced it, because how could you? Is a tough feat. Much like Eddie Redmayne in Fear of Everything, it's a tough thing to do, to portray if you haven't personally gone through it, which you obviously can't. So props to both of them. Yeah.
Yeah. Looking at my list now, I think I like performances that are sort of that are embodying something that is outside of the realms of most people's comprehension, if that makes sense. I find that the most impressive.
Yeah.
Or embodying someone else, like an existing person. A lot of mine are those.
Biopics.
Yeah. Well, not biopics, but just
embodying.
Sort of, embodying a person who did exist, or based very closely on someone who existed. That I find.
I think that's the thing with Julianne Moore and Still Alice. The filmmakers who made that film, one of them was deteriorating himself. He had ALS, so the film was really about that. But I think by having that as a frame of reference for her would have been very
definitely if the writing's
strong.
Coming from that place, it's that's
exactly.
As an actor or an actress, that's exactly what you want. That's the perfect jumping off point. Lovely. My number 5 for actor is Colin Firth. For King's Speech, particularly.
Mm-hmm.
The first of being an actual person. But the thing is, I wouldn't describe King's Speech as a biopic, though.
No.
It's weird, isn't it? Because it's about, but it's not. But it is.
Yeah, it's one of those stories that's stranger than fiction. It's like they're doing the stranger than fiction story rather than focusing on the biopic aspects.
Yeah, you're seeing parts of his life that no one had a clue about. There was a hidden. We see bits of his public life, but generally it's behind the curtain. But an excellent performance. Yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with the relationship between him and Geoffrey Rush. Like the performances between the two of them has a lot to do with it. They play off each other very well.
Those two performances definitely bolstered the film, because as we all know now, Tom Hooper can't direct traffic. So that only worked.
What happened? He started so well.
It made my shortlist, and it was because of that. It was because of the fact that he was the guy who carried that film. Him and Geoffrey Rush.
Performance-driven film.
To the heights of greatness. Without them, it would have completely fell apart. Completely.
And a little bit of his generally career. He's sort of he's done some great stuff.
Oh, he's a wonderful actor. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Bridget Jones. I love.
Yeah.
Actually, I love his. I love his attempts at like rom-coms and stuff like that. I think he's absolutely
Because
phenomenal.
he plays quite a.
Why can't you say his
normal...
attempts at rom-coms?
Yeah, but because he plays quite a down to earth. Even in rom-coms, he plays quite a down to earth guy. He's never really, you know.
He doesn't seem to me like the kind of person that would do a rom-com. That's
No,
the thing.
I wouldn't cast him in a
Always
rom-com. If he walked into the room, he wouldn't be the person that I'd put in a rom-com.
No.
But then he smashes it when he does. So it's one of those.
Yeah, and then when he wants to try his hand at like action with Kingsman and stuff,
and he fucking kills it as well. I'm like, when did this happen?
Comedy, except that one that was written by the Coen brothers. What was that called? That comedy film that he was in a few years ago. That was a major flop. I can't remember. I never saw it. Rubbish, apparently. Absolutely rubbish.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Next.
I need my actress.
Yeah.
My number 5 actress is Jodie Foster.
Yeah.
Particularly for Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
I love. She's a very understated performance in that. A lot of people slag her off for her voice and stuff, but that's her voice. I can't really blame her for her voice. And I think it suits the character, like the shift and the shirt. But I can't blame him for that because
it's not the voice; it's what you do with it.
Yeah, exactly, and I think it suits the character very well because she's playing like a female in a male-dominated realm, so she can't be big and she has to be very subdued up to because of the time it was set. And then she has come across the fact she has to interact with a serial murderer. You wouldn't be particularly animated, would you? You'd be fucking shitting yourself.
Yeah,
which you can tell she sort of is, but and then she builds with confidence through the whole film. Like she becomes more confident with him and their relationship sort of develops in a weird way. Yeah, and she's done other great performances as well. She's just fucking Bugsy Malone. She was.
It's actually interesting. But going back to Julianne Moore, obviously Julianne Moore played Clarice in Hannibal.
Yeah.
So it's actually a really interesting comparison piece, and it goes to what I was saying.
I think they're similar performers.
They're similar performers, but when you put those two films side by side, you can see which performance is obviously stronger, and why Julianne Moore never got a look in for that performance. True. Is clearly superior in that role. Yeah. Yeah. Anything else?
That's me for now. Number 5.
David.
Mm-hmm. Number 4.
Jack Nicholson.
Have you seen the film it's in, David?
What film's that?
It's One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. One of my favourite films.
Yes, I have seen it.
Good.
Yeah, good. Great film.
Because it's fucking brilliant.
Great film. I actually prefer the actress playing Nurse Ratched.
Oh, but yeah, she's
as performances go. Jack Nicholson won it for all of his performances combined, basically. Yeah. He's a great shouty actor.
Mm.
When he shouts, you're like, ooh.
Oh yeah, I mean, famously in A Few Good Men, that's his most iconic thing, and he's just fucking yelling.
Yeah, but I think he shouts at least once in most of it.
Oh yeah.
There's actually a great Nerd Writer video about the many ways that Jack Nicholson gets angry in films, and it's like he's the only actor who can portray anger in so many different ways. It's actually really interesting. I'll send you a link later.
That's true.
We'll link it to this video.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, we'll support them, and then hopefully they'll link us.
Yeah, clearly. They'd totally do that, wouldn't they?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's not much else to say about it, to be honest. Just... You know why Jack Nicholson's a good actor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the thing is, particularly in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, he is like the least sort of standout character.
The least animated, the least crazy.
He's
absolutely
least crazy.
And he plays that so well, to be honest.
Yeah.
It is a really good film.
Yeah.
I'm glad to say that I have actually seen this one.
Good.
Some good conscience there.
Mm.
Right, number 4 for actress, Sandra Bullock.
Wow.
What film?
For Blindside, isn't it? Yeah, it's Blindside.
Yeah, I ignored that.
The same year she won a Razzie for another film.
Yeah, she's a great actress, though.
What range? It's nothing. It's nothing but range.
Yeah. No, I just really like her ethics, I suppose. I don't know.
Ethics.
I'm trying to work out what it is I like about her.
Ethics.
She's not she's a very untraditional actress, I suppose, in many ways.
I don't entirely know what you mean.
No, neither do I. I'm trying to put my finger on it.
Because I think
she's very traditional.
Yeah,
very
if anything, she's a bit old school actress actually, compared to some others.
Oh, maybe that's what it is.
No, you like the old school shit.
No, I just like it. That's my. I don't have a
real reason other than you quite like it.
Not really. Not really. She's very good in every film I've seen her in.
Really? You haven't seen enough Sandra Bullock films, mate.
Not Ocean's 8. What have you got? You've got Gravity, Miss Congeniality, Speed.
Okay.
Look at you guys.
None of those are really helping your cause so far.
I like all three of those films. I'll give you all three.
But I don't necessarily like Sandra Bullock in them.
What have you got against Sandra Bullock?
I just don't like her.
I think she's. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of her either.
She's a bit plain.
Yeah, it's her face. I think. I don't like her face.
You don't like her face?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that's it. She shies away from being this traditional pretty girl Hollywood stereotype.
Yeah, that's true.
I think
she didn't to begin with. She didn't know. Early career, she did not.
She was quite.
She lent into that to begin with. You said it would be controversial, David. You said
she won Best Actress in the Oscars, so it is absolutely viable.
And she had a different colour hair in that film, so maybe that was it. She was blonde. Maybe her being blonde makes it better.
Somebody who actively talks about feminism a lot on the show, Ryan.
Yeah,
that's pretty bad.
I'm not. Nothing about her doing a woman. I was making quite an obvious joke, but I don't think she's a very good actress. She's okay. She's not great.
Do you want me to replace her with one of the others?
No, I like it. You said it'd be controversial, and I enjoy that, so keep it.
Oh, there's so many on this list that are good. Though I had more shortlisted for actress than I did for actor.
I had about the same. I think I had about the same.
Sure.
I had one or two more.
Actresses were more likely to win more than once, I found.
Yeah, there were a lot more female repeat winners.
Yeah.
Only a couple male.
Oh god, now this is where it gets tricky for me. Fucking hell, look at this. My top.
One thing I did notice though, little side note, there's a lot more racial diversity in the male category. Not enough, by far not enough.
Yeah.
But there was more than the female one.
Chiwetel Ejiofor isn't even on there, is he? Did he win?
No, he didn't win. He didn't win for 12 years.
Isn't it? Bonkers.
I thought he did.
No, I don't think he did.
I didn't see him on the list, but maybe he was. I don't know.
Have a very quick shufty.
I don't think he did. I didn't see him. I probably would have put him down if I'd seen him, and I didn't.
Of all my shortlists, there is only actually one black actor in the whole thing, and he didn't.
I've got two, and they didn't make it.
No,
I had Forest Whitaker and Sidney Poitier.
Forest Whitaker was on mine, and Chiwetel would have been on my list as well. But
yeah, I don't think he won.
My top four. Here we go. Right, this is really difficult. I'm going to have to go with Casey Affleck, Manchester by the Sea, 2016 for my number 4. Mainly because my top 3 after that are a lot more diverse in terms of their performance in the individual film.
Yeah,
his performance in Manchester by the Sea.
It's very one.
It's supposed
not one-dimensional, but it's.
One-dimensional is not the word, but it's one. It's one emotion.
Yeah, he's driven. His character's driven by that one emotion for the entire film, and therefore he's sort of. Yeah, it's limited in a way, which isn't his fault. That's how the character was written. But exactly. I see what you mean.
Yeah. And it's a real standout performance. Hence why it's my number 4, and hence why it's on my list. I absolutely loved the performance. It affected me for a very, very long time after I saw it. I think as an actor, he's also very good. Referring to Gone Baby Gone, the Ocean's films, that he's really funny in those films.
No, he is. I only rewatched him recently and realised it was him.
Yeah.
Fuck, it's Casey Affleck.
assassination of Jesse James. I think that trilogy of Gone Baby Gone, Jesse James, and Manchester by the Sea really show how good of an actor Casey Affleck actually is, and I think often he is swept under the rug as
of course he is, because
Ben Affleck.
Yeah, but I think he's a better actor.
I would agree. Yeah, I 100% would agree.
Controversial.
Ben Affleck has done very, very good roles in it.
He has,
but
I think Ben Affleck's a better sort of all-round creative. Like, I think he's a better creative mind because he's directed and written and all sorts. But in terms of performance, I think his brother's a better performer.
100%. Yeah. I just realised I didn't put Joaquin Phoenix on my list, and
Joaquin.
That's mental. I might have to redo I don't say that because they're related in a way somehow.
Are they?
Yeah. Casey
Affleck
married
his sister. Oh, they're by marriage.
Yeah.
Okay. Didn't know that.
Yeah, that's why Casey Affleck directed "I'm Still Here," that crazy Joaquin Phoenix documentary. Casey Affleck directed.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so now I've got to really rethink my list. But
Joaquin I think he was the last one I removed before I decided on. He was seventh. He's seventh technically.
Yeah. And my female, I think. Oh yeah, this is a lot easier. Would be Charlize Theron in Monster.
Charlize Theron.
Yeah, she portrayed Aileen Wuornos, a famously the last woman to get the death penalty, I believe.
I think so. As of now, yeah, it could happen, but
yeah. Maybe she wasn't, but she got the death penalty after killing a series of men. And the film really tries to delve into why and what drove that to happen. Which is also bolstered by a documentary that came out around a similar time, directed by that really boring guy, Nick something. What's his name? That documentarian is so boring. I can't remember his name. So boring. But he interviews her twice, and I think that the interviews really helped Charlize really sort of get a gauge on what this woman is about. She's mental. She was crazy. But her performance in that's really good, and it's also carried by a nice supporting performance by Christina Ricci as her lover. And the film is in itself isn't incredible. It's a decent film. It's a good film, but her performance elevates it among just so high. It makes it a memorable film.
Completely transformative. If you didn't see the credits, you
would
maybe have never guessed it was her.
That's the thing. Charlize Theron is officially, I'm saying this right now, not subjectively, one of the best looking women in the world. And Aileen Wuornos
is not.
She was a hog. So...
Oh, that's fair. I think we'll get done for calling her. I think that's fair. She did worse things.
Most people say dog to describe an unattractive.
A hog.
You took it
worse.
So much further.
A pig. Well, not a pig. A wild pig.
Yeah, a wild
even
pig.
Worse. Not even domesticated.
A feral pig.
Yeah.
But she has done many, many, many fantastic performances in her time. And I give her credit where credit's due, that particular role. Yes. B-Rye.
Oh, it's me, isn't it? My number four for actor is Jack Nicholson, for reasons I stated earlier.
Yeah.
And my number 4 is Brie Larson, for reasons I stated earlier. Carry on.
You want to add anything to these?
I think we covered it.
Yeah?
I think we covered it.
All right.
Groovy.
Cool.
I'm conscious of time.
Yeah. One of my number 4s turned out to be very controversial. You'll be delighted to know both of my
more controversial than very
basic bits.
Okay, we've gone back down to just
very
run of the mill standard shit.
Run of the mill.
Okay,
my
number 3
actor is Leonardo DiCaprio.
Okay.
I think anybody could say that he's not a good actor.
You know what? I wanted to put him in, but I couldn't put him in for The Revenant.
Interesting.
Okay, well, I mean, I've already mentioned.
Yeah, that's how
most
you're
things
judging
are
it.
not to do
Yeah.
with films.
Whereas I
I'm
sort of did
judging
the
each
opposite.
actor on more than a single performance.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think he was really good in The Revenant.
Yeah.
I just didn't. I don't know.
What's your?
It was a bit. It was just a bit. Yeah, we get it. You're in
He
pain. I
actually
just sort of.
fought a bear for the
Yeah,
role.
no. He fought a guy who was like vaguely dressed as a bear. Let's not fucking pretend.
Vaguely dressed as a bear.
Yeah, but if it's a guy vaguely dressed as a bear, arguably he's actually cleverer than a bear, and therefore
That's true, but
maneuver.
not as strong, powerful, or dangerous.
No,
Unless
I mean it
equipped
depends
with
on the
guns.
person you get. So
Yeah, true. The guy was pretty big. To be
the
fair,
bear
the guy was
just
pretty
pulls out
fucking
an Uzi, just
24. Yeah, just-
ripping it up.
No, I think of it's one of my least favorite performances of his. I don't
Least
really know
favourite?
why.
That's
Fair enough.
I don't really know why. I think it was just a bit. I know it was good, but it was just a bit.
Honestly, all of his films
No,
for
I
the
don't
past
know.
decade have been brilliant performances.
Yeah,
So,
I'm not saying I don't like it.
Yeah.
My least favorite performance of his is still a good performance.
Yeah, I think it was controversial because that film wasn't widely renowned as like the best film, despite the fact I thought it was phenomenal.
I enjoyed it.
But a lot of people say, yeah, like his it was given to him because like he
should have won.
A little bit. It was a little bit of that.
Yeah.
The Revenant was still good enough a performance to nominate
Yeah.
for a nomination, I'd say, but I think he may have got it
It's in the
retroactively.
same way that Martin Scorsese was given the Oscar for The Departed, despite the fact
Yeah.
everyone was like, "Oh, that's not his best film by any stretch
Yeah.
of imagination." Which I also believe is one of Leonardo's best performances as well. I love him.
Yep, I definitely prefer his performance in that
Yep.
than The Revenant.
I think he.
Anyway, the fact that you two have so much to
very
say
deserved.
about him proves my point. That
Yeah, no, he's perfect.
deserving
Number
of a
3
place
is a
in this.
perfectly good placement for Leonardo.
He's very deserving.
Yeah.
Any guesses on my basic bitch answer for best actress?
Best actress at number 3,
Yeah.
Meryl Streep.
Correct.
Yay!
She's a great actress. Fuck
She
it.
fucking is. You can't
Yeah.
deny that.
She is the most nominated person.
She's only won twice though. Hasn't
She has
Yeah.
won twice. For Sophie's Choice and for The Iron Lady.
Yeah, so she's really good, but not astounding. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, but fucking consistent. You can't
Yeah,
even
no,
deny
she's
she's
brilliant.
been working her
Yeah,
tits off for
yeah.
nearly
she's
40 years.
brilliant. Yeah.
Longer than that, nearly 50 years.
Probably the notable performance that I would put her down for is Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah,
Absolutely love her
She
in that
smashes
film.
it. Yeah. She kills
And
it.
that really surprised me because I was certain that it was not going to be up my alley.
Yeah.
I was like, this isn't going to be for me. And Lily's like, just fucking watch it.
I love her in Julia and Julia and no, is
Julia
it?
and Juliet.
Fucking love
Yeah.
that. She's brilliant in that.
Yeah.
I really enjoy her in Mamma Mia.
Yeah, no, again, she does that, plays that role perfectly
Yeah.
great.
It's like
you
it's like they just had a camera pointer there and said, "Have a couple of drinks and just
Yeah.
go."
and have a great
Yeah.
time, Meryl. You
Such a
deserve it.
natural performance.
Yeah.
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 Her absence in the sequel is very much felt, I would say.
Yeah, but she gets replaced with Lily James, so we can't complain, can we?
I
Yeah.
can't. Fucking
Come on!
Jesus.
Patrick Williams just did a great video about how Mamma Mia 2 might be the greatest sequel ever made.
As a sequel, it's pretty
and-
strong.
And we're going to link that below as well. It's a very good video.
No, you say we, I'm going to have to, so send these over.
I will find the links for
Thank
you,
you.
and then you will paste them.
Thanks,
Yes,
actually,
yes.
for-
Teamwork.
I'll be interested to see why anybody thinks that film's worth talking about. But
Oh, I really liked it.
I preferred it
it's
to
got
the
Lily
first.
James in it.
I
Fucking
I genuinely preferred it as a film to the first one.
Yeah, me too. Drastically.
It made far more like narrative sense.
Yeah, I'm going to send you this video. This is what Patrick Williams says. Yeah, you're going to love it.
Oh, Christ.
Is it me now? Yeah. Me.
It
is you.
Right. Okay.
Shit
So what
on.
I'm going to do is I'm going to forego my nomination for Jack Nicholson for One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest and replace it with Joaquin
No!
Phoenix because I know that you two have already put him down.
Shit.
And I just want Joaquin Phoenix to get on the bloody board.
Yeah,
So-
no, I agree. Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah,
He still hasn't got as many points collectively as Jack Nicholson's going to have.
exactly.
So it's fair enough.
So, yeah, Joaquin Phoenix. Joker is a phenomenal performance. You were never really here. Potentially even more of a phenomenal performance, which literally happened a year apart. every performance he's ever done. I don't think I've ever seen him in a bad film.
No.
I'm racking my brain. He's in Brother Bear, for God's sake.
Yeah,
He's just
Brother Bear
fantastic.
is a great film, and I'll hear no word about it.
He's just I love. He's brilliant. He's brilliant, and oh man, yeah. I don't even know what to say about him. He's just so good, and he's such a lovely person in real life. And he can just snap. He's like the American Tom Hardy. He's like genuinely nice guy, but then the second you put him in front of camera and say go mental, it's like scary mental.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's just so fantastic. Love him. And oh yeah, my woman.
Your woman.
My woman.
He didn't say female this time.
My woman.
Well, they're all accurate. You can't. They're all words that are synonyms for a female. Like they're not.
Yeah.
They're just
My
slightly inappropriate.
My next hog will be.
Fuck's sake.
No, my next female actress, my female actor, is
I prefer
Olivia
actor
Colman.
for both. Olivia Colman, yay!
Favourite.
Oh wow.
Get some points
Again,
for Olivia.
not my favourite performance of hers. Not my favorite. I watched The Favourite nights ago again, and it's great. I actually prefer the performances from Emma Stone and Rachel Weisz in it.
Yep.
But she's wonderful.
As a central trio, they are phenomenal.
Yeah.
Though.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. She is fantastic in it, but the standout role for me is her role in Tyrannosaur, which when I saw, I was like, this woman is so phenomenal as an actress. And I'd already known her because I loved the show and I'd seen her in Olympus, and I love her in everything. But specifically Tyrannosaur, I was like, wow, that was something I had not seen from her before, and it really changed my outlook on her. And ever since then, she's been blowing me away. And I'm not surprised with anything she does anymore because I know she's going to be able to do it. Whatever she chooses, she's going to be able to do it.
She can turn her
whether
hand
it's
to anything.
Genuine comedy or whether it's genuine drama, she's going to nail it. So,
anywhere in between.
Anywhere in between. She even played alongside Meryl Streep in The Iron Lady, didn't she? She plays her daughter.
Yes. What's her daughter's name?
The Iron Girl.
No, Carol. She played Carol, didn't she?
And she has that little fake prosthetic nose on, and it looks hilarious. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Ryan.
Oh, my number threes. My number three for men's is Anthony Hopkins. Yeah.
Bonus point.
Yeah. Because I mean, for Silence of the Lambs especially, but also for other things. He's done all sorts.
Yeah. Odin, isn't he?
He is also Odin.
Yeah.
He plays Odin as you'd expect Odin to be played. Like, you can't...
Yeah.
Like, that's how you imagine Odin, to be fair. Yeah, like, what else do you need? Really, the film it's in isn't great, but, casting Odin, Anthony Hopkins is all you need. Yeah, I love. He's great.
Mm-hmm.
And like I say, even
convincingly argued.
Even in some of the films that he's like the films that aren't great, he's often the best. One of the better things about it.
Yeah, no, definitely.
He never phones it in.
Absolutely.
He chews up scenery whenever he fucking can.
Yeah, except in Transformers. Last.
Really
went, I'm going to come in here. I'm going to pick up a paycheck and deliver the stupidest performance ever.
Yeah. But again, I sort of admire him for that.
Yeah.
It feels like he's just trolling everyone in that film.
Yeah.
He's taken the script and he's just like, well, fine, I'll just say everything slightly sarcastically.
Yep.
Like, if you rewatch that film, and I recommend that you don't.
No, never
but
do
if
that.
you ever find yourself doing like a rewatch or whatever, just keep your eye out because I'm sure that every line has an undercurrent of sarcasm in it.
Yeah, after every line he went, fucking
serious. Oh man, that film.
Yeah.
You have to admire them for making it in some way.
Do we?
The amount of shit
that money could have been better spent elsewhere for more worthwhile causes, David.
True.
I mean, you can say that.
Did it make more money than it was made for? Did it make?
It did. It made more money than it ever should have.
Yeah.
In which case,
it's the worst
technically
performing
didn't make some
Transformers
money.
film.
It's the
I
worst
think-
performing Transformers film, you
I
say?
think.
Yeah, that doesn't make any. That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah,
It's terrible.
because Age of Extinction was fucking mad.
Oh
wasn't it?
no! I bet Bumblebee's less performing than last night.
Yeah,
Mm,
probably. I don't know. I don't know.
Bumblebee did bad.
Let's not get into the numbers. But Bumblebee was actually quite good. The irony.
I think
Bumblebee's
if you
great.
Yeah,
calculate by return on investment, Bumblebee did all right.
yeah, because Bumblebee was quite made a lot cheaper
Yeah.
because they have to do one robot. It's so much
Yeah.
cheaper when you have to do one
One
robot.
robot. Right. Female actress.
Female for me for number 3 is Meryl Streep.
Meryl Streep.
Yep.
Nice.
Good.
Particularly for Iron Lady, I think she fucking killed that.
Yeah.
Again, I think I do have a slight favouring towards people playing existing people. I like that. Particularly historical figures. I love a bit of that. So, and when it's done well, it's really like strong. So that's likely why. But also, her other, you can't deny her other win for Sophie's Choice was also just as admirable. A heart-wrenching performance in Sophie's Choice.
I've never seen Sophie's Choice. I saw a extended video about it. I didn't realise the guy from Mr. Bean, the movie, and Ghostbusters 2 was in it. I was like, hey, there he is.
Yeah.
Didn't expect that.
Yeah, a heart-wrenching performance. Meryl Streep's one of those actors who, in the same like monologue, can make you cry and laugh at the same time. Like she can do that. She's got real range. That girl. Good luck to her. I think she's going to be fine.
Yeah, I think she's going to be
I think
alright.
she's going to do great. I think she's going to do well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's mine. David,
All right.
your number 2s.
My number 2. So my male
Yes.
number 2 is Tom Hanks.
Thomas Hanks.
Thomas Hankleton.
Yes.
Tom
Henry, to give him his full name.
phenomenal actor in all senses of the word. Just
and back-to-back winner.
Yes, he won.
That does not happen often.
He got it for Philadelphia, which I haven't seen, and then Forrest Gump, which I have seen.
I suggest watching Philadelphia. It's a very different performance, Philadelphia.
I can imagine.
But also a very.
I'd be surprised if it was the
movie.
exact same performance.
I know, but it's not even like they're very different films.
Although
they do they do also tackle one similar theme. So they both they share one thing.
Yeah.
One quite big thing.
But he's got so many other really good performances.
I mean, all of them.
We've got an entire. We dedicated.
Yeah, we've done a whole list. That's why I didn't put him in.
Yeah.
Because we've done a whole list of just his films. He warrants that. His own list.
Yeah. If he warrants his own list, surely he should be on this one.
No, but I thought that was unfair.
Why?
On the others. I thought that was unfair on the others, so I just didn't have him.
They don't care about our fucking list.
Yes, they do.
I think they do. I think
the
Jeff
official
is
list.
I think Jeff loves the podcast. You can see it in his eyes.
Right, they all going to be sending angry tweets that Tom Hanks got on.
Brie Larson's going to be very upset with Callum. I can tell you that much.
Oh,
why is that? Why?
So
I think Jack Nicholson's going to be upset with him.
And
All right, yeah.
see,
Yeah.
you got to consider that, Callum.
Oh well.
What's Brie going to think?
She can just join ScarJo in the kitchen, can't she?
Oh, fucking hell.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Tom Hanks. Most recently, Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. Oof. Oh, I cried. Oh, I cried. Great film.
And he's not even like the main character. He's not even the main actor.
No.
You argue that's
No,
if he
he's
was nominated,
not.
that would have been for supporting, wouldn't it? Technically.
Did he? Yeah, I think he did, didn't he? Get
Yeah.
nominated for supporting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even a supporting role, he fucking kills it.
Yeah. Oof. Oof. Oh, I'm thinking about it now. That's good. Yeah, good man.
Good shit.
Good man. Tom
Great
Hanks,
man.
Great.
One of the best men.
Oh shit, it's me again.
In men, Tom Hanks is high in the ranking
Yes.
of men.
Yes.
he's up
and in women, Charlize Theron is high.
Also very high in terms of
Yeah.
women.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Phenomenal actress.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I remember the credits of an episode of Arrested Development rolling, and my mouth fell open when I realised what the fuck was just happened.
Yep.
Didn't know I didn't know what she actually looked like.
Yeah.
She's done like a variety of different things, and I'm just like, oh, she's just a comedian.
Oh yeah, she becomes those roles, even if they're ridiculous.
Yeah, she still becomes
Miss.
She becomes Mr. F. Like
Mad Max Fury Road, mental.
Yep.
In that,
I mean, yeah.
She's good.
Also, in Arrested Development, she manages to do a bad British accent despite actually being able to do quite a good one.
Yes.
Yes.
And which is a lot harder than just doing an accent. To purposely do a bad accent is actually a lot harder than trying to do a good one.
Yeah. Something I haven't mentioned with a lot of these, but I admire a performer that can switch seamlessly between comedy and serious and deliver both effectively.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason,
versatility. You enjoy versatility.
I think that's quite rare, but
it is. But
it's not.
but that's because we're looking at arguably the best actors and actresses that have ever lived.
Team of the crop. Yeah,
if you look at generally, that's not so much the case.
Yeah. Anyway, Charlize Theron gets my number 2 for,
and rightly so.
Actresses.
Rightly fucking so.
Hey. All right. So this is where it gets really difficult for me because obviously I lost Jack Nicholson, which probably would have been my number 1. But Daniel Day-Lewis.
You can bring him back and bump one of
You went for Daniel, eh?
But I'm forgoing him so I can get these other people on the list.
Daniel Day-Lewis. The wrong one. I put David's choices in your list, Callum. Give me a second.
Oh no! Oh bloody hell!
Don't worry, I've crossed it out. I've fixed it.
Oh no!
So I'm just going to put DDL.
DDL. Specifically for one of the films of 3, I believe he's won. There Will Be Blood from 2007. Which is so good. It's so good. So many people have shat on the performance over the years, and I think part of it is now it's cool to hate him because he is so good.
And let's be honest,
like Katharine Hepburn, isn't it? Everyone hates her. He keeps winning.
Yeah. And let's be honest, he's not completely devoid of being a completely pretentious arsehole when he wants to be.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's be honest, he is.
There
Can't deny
it. His performance was mad, like so good. And when I think back to other performances, mainly Gangs of New York, and then you put those two things together, you're like, no way, that's the same guy. It's crazy, that's the same guy. And every performance he's ever done kind of gives you that feeling, that thought, God, that's the same guy. Which I think I admire an actor who chooses roles based on the fact that it's completely different to anything he's ever done before, which means he has to completely limit the amount of roles he's able to do. Hence why he's done like, I don't know, 10, 12 in his whole career.
And then in between he just learns how to like glass blow.
Yeah, exactly.
Or some bullshit like that.
Some pretentious bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
But specifically, There Will Be Blood, I think, is a standout performance, which I don't think anyone could have just done with the amount of subtlety. I say subtlety. There is subtlety that leads into not so subtlety.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Absolute bonkersness.
It's a sort of subtle mania.
Yeah,
which is
sure. That's my number 2.
Kills it.
And then for my actress, Jodie Foster, Silence of the Lambs.
Yay, Jodie.
One.
Right, in terms of films, I think Silence of the Lambs is 1. If we're gonna add up all the.
Good work.
Silence of the Lambs won. It's no film has done it yet, but it won all of the big 5.
Oh, did it?
Academy Awards. It got Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor,
Best and
Screenplay. I think is the other one.
Okay.
But
it would have been adapted screenplay, wouldn't it? Not original screenplay.
There's something. There's a 5th category. I'm pretty sure it's
cinematography. No,
that's not one of the big 5.
Maybe
they include either of the screenplay ones.
No film has done that since.
Wow. Good work to it. Good fair fucks to it. You know what?
Yeah, fair play.
It's a good film. It's a
Yep.
fantastic film, in fact, and the two performances at the forefront are incredible. I think Jodie Foster. I'm not a big fan of Jodie Foster, really. I think she's good enough. I like her in a series of films, but I don't love her in every film she's ever done.
Yeah.
Panic Room, I think, is the most recent that I really enjoy. Jodie, yeah, Silence of the Lambs is a different level. So good. The performances where it's just her and Hannibal are the most memorable scenes in sort of horror thriller movie history. And that's all I have to say on the matter. Yeah. Onward.
Fair enough.
Shoot.
Right.
Me. My number 2 for actor, as it's determined by the Academy Awards, is Dustin Hoffman. Is my number 2.
Nice.
Because I fucking love Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah. What did he win for?
He won for Rain Man.
Rain Man.
But he could win for multiple things.
Yeah, he's won 2, I think. I can't remember what his other one was.
I only saw 1, but it could be 2. I wouldn't be surprised.
He is.
You
brilliant.
talk about him, I'll quickly find out.
Yeah. I think. I mean, Rain Man was also made it into my when we did Best Film, because it won Best Film as well.
Kramer versus
Kramer. Yes, one of those, yeah. Quite a big gap between those as well.
9 years.
Again, I think what David said earlier, one of those actors who can flick between quite serious. I mean, Rain Man's a very unique role.
Mm-hmm.
Admittedly, you can look back on it now as slightly basic, but at the time it was no one had really ever performed.
See, there's nothing wrong with a basic film as long as
because it was one of the first that had ever done it. Now you could say that those roles need to be more complex and more in depth, but at the time we'd never seen it, so it was an introduction to that, playing a character with that sort of I don't know what. I think he's Asperger's or autism. I can't remember what exactly they determined him as.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he's fantastic in that, and he manages to make a character that functions completely differently from most of the audience viewing it. Like you can't have any real sympathy because you have no idea. But he still manages to make it. He manages to make it sympathetic, despite being completely alien to most people, not to all people, but to most people sitting there. He manages to make a character out of that goes beyond just the condition the character's in, if that makes sense. He doesn't just boil it down to that one aspect of him. He sort of makes with very few like actual words. Like he's a lot of repetition and saying the same things and not saying anything with any great detail. It's a very physical and performance as well as anything else. And also other things like Tootsie. I fucking love the film Tootsie. It's a fucking brilliant film. He does such a range of things, and he's I love the man.
Yeah, I think
Hook,
as you said
about brilliant in Hook.
Yeah. As you say about being able to adapt between comedy and serious. The things that stick in my mind is The Graduate,
of course,
followed by Straw Dogs, the crazy ass movie where he comes to England and gets attacked by a small community of wild fucking country people in the UK. It's crazy performance, so good. He's fantastic. I actually completely neglected to put him on my list at all, but as you talked about him, I was like, he is fantastic, and he's in Kung Fu Panda, so
he's Poe. He's not Poe. He's Master
whatever.
Master
little, something.
What's his name?
Little
Shifu.
Shifu. Yeah.
Again, he does that. He does animated films and stuff, and he never sells out. He sort of he does good. Kung Fu Panda's a good film.
Yeah.
Sequels. I mean, you can say what sequels are, but the first one's good.
I've never seen the third one.
Third one's not worth it.
I've only seen the third one in Hungarian.
Wow. Oh, I thought you meant you've only seen the third one. No,
I've seen all of them. But the third one I only watched it in Hungarian.
Yeah.
They didn't have English rings on. in
He
the.
manages to do stuff that you wouldn't consider like in his sort of to his level.
Wheelhouse.
And that sounds a bit, but he still manages to do it and not feel like he's sold out. He still manages to maintain integrity despite doing stuff that's a bit, But I think he just loves doing it. I think he just picks roles that he just thought, oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Or interesting or challenging. He's sort of just, And he's written and directed himself like he's one of those all-round kind of people.
Yep. Absolutely.
Wonderful. My number 2 for people with an XX chromosome. That's derivative. That could be anyone. Most people with an XX chromosome. Is my number 2. I'm looking at your ones. Mine's over here. Charlize.
Charlize. Wow, she's in line for the fucking
has
win.
done very well.
She's fit, isn't she?
Yeah.
Fucking hell. I tried so hard to keep it like
absolutely
No.
gorgeous, but also talented. So give her all the awards. Let's give her the
all of them.
Rappy.
She's a couple of
best
the
thing.
Let's give her Grammys. Let's just give it. She hasn't even made music, but give her the award.
Give her the
She deserves
Rappy for best thing ever.
Say a rappy.
Yeah.
Oh, we should do.
We're gonna have to do that now, aren't we?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Look at you piling on work for us to do, Callum.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We've spoken about it before. Incredible performer.
Yeah, if we keep going on, Callum's probably going to jizz himself. So.
Too late, baby. Too late.
Right.
Carry on.
Well, we are.
You're
all
number
right.
1, David. The big
Heavy
boys.
hitters, the big boys and girls. Number 1, best actor, Gary Oldman.
Gareth Alderman, to give him his full.
Oh dear.
I actually wrote that as well. Gary, not Gareth.
Phenomenal actor.
Oh yes.
I can't think of a bad performance.
Yeah.
No. And even if they're like, even if it's always interesting.
Yeah.
Even if it's in a film like The Uninvited, which is literally the worst film ever made, he'll still be.
He's still like, but he's doing
not
something.
The Uninvited. That's not the right film. The Unborn. Sorry, The Unborn.
There's still
Terrible.
something there. He can still captivate you in some way, despite being surrounded by balls.
He's one of my favorite actors of all time. And just keeping in line with the rest of it, I haven't seen Darkest Hour.
No.
No.
I'd say it's not. It's a good performance, but I don't think it's his best.
No. The thing is, I didn't actually put him on my list, despite the fact he's one of my favorite actors.
Same.
And part of the reason is I couldn't, in my right mind, put him down for best performance, best actor, when every film I absolutely love him in is usually supporting actor. Darkest Hour is fantastic. His performance is fantastic. The film is good. But he is fantastic in it. But
the rest of them.
No.
But again, this comes down to our interpretation of the of the category. Sure. I read it as actors who have won an Oscar for Best Actor.
Yeah, for sure. If it was actors who have won Best Supporting Actor, he would probably be my number one.
Oh yeah.
Oh well, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if he's ever been nominated for supporting actor. I'm assuming
he must have, surely by now.
Ooh.
If not, I'd be outraged.
You think about all the roles he's done supporting, from Batman to Harry Potter to Leon to True Romance and et al. He's just so good. He's the best. Love him.
He's a fucking scene stealer, isn't he?
Great choice. I'm so glad you put him in your list. Dave.
Yeah, because I felt bad about not having him there.
Yeah.
I felt a bit guilty.
He's a good one though. I fucking love that guy. Yeah. Hold on. I'm going to see if he's got a best supporting. Hold on.
He's definitely been nominated. Surely he's been nominated at some point. You'd hope.
Hold on, just one moment.
Very disappointed.
He won for Darkest Hour. He got nominated for Best Actor for Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
Of course.
Led in that, yeah.
It was all right. No, that's it. He's never been
outrageous
for a supporting.
What a fucking snub.
Yeah.
Oh. His supporting
all
roles.
of his supporting roles are in less Oscar-y films, though. Like,
Yeah,
all
that's true.
Callum's mentioned, they didn't get Oscar traction.
Yeah,
really.
that's true.
So
Very true.
yeah,
But he brings
good fucking
Oscar-worthy
actor,
performances to films that wouldn't. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, I think his performance I watched it recently, but in Prisoner of Azkaban was an Oscar-worthy performance.
Probably.
And he's not even in it that much. Is he really in the end?
He's good.
But it's
He's
fucking
good.
brilliant.
I like the. I mean, the films don't allow him a huge amount of development, but he still brings it.
Yeah, still one of the best characters in the whole fucking series.
In 4 and 5, it's like arguably like much worse films.
And in 4, he's just a fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's still a standing moment of the film.
He commands more presence than
As
everyone
Ash,
else.
he's still a better actor than some of the other people in those films.
Yeah.
He sets that scene alight, I'll tell you.
He does. He sets it on. Fucking yes. Yeah, it was all worth it. It was all worth it for that. Right.
Okay. On to number 1 for Best Actress. Olivia Colman.
Yay! Wow, Olivia's fucking killed it.
Good girl. Good girl.
Yeah. She's great.
Yeah.
Is she great?
She's
great. She's
I
great.
like
great. She's
I
brilliant.
probably like her TV work more than her film work.
Yeah.
But that's probably because there's more of it.
But how many actors can claim they do both good in both? It's quite rare.
Yeah.
You find someone who manages to do TV and film to the quality she does.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She is a national treasure.
She fucking is.
Yeah. Gary Oldman's a national treasure.
He is.
I fucking,
yeah.
honestly,
Yeah.
thinking about her makes me smile. She's so good.
Mm.
Broadchurch. Nobody mentioned Broadchurch, but
No,
she's
her
so
performance
good.
in Broadchurch is.
There's a moment in the
excellent.
second series where she absolutely goes ballistic at her son, and
Yeah.
it's the best scene.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that the second series is the worst series, that is the best scene of the whole.
Mm.
I haven't seen the second series. How many seasons are there? 3?
3? Yeah, 3.
The
I've
first
seen the
one
first
is
series.
by-
It's awesome.
the first series is by far the best, and you can tell they don't really know what to do with it after that. It's still it's worth seeing the rest of it.
Yeah, it's still good TV.
Yeah,
Still better than most of the shit you see on
Yeah.
TV.
and it's got Olivia Colman and David Tennant in it, and
What
that's
more do you
That's
want?
It's a good pair. And
Mhm.
they keep
What do you
everything
want?
together. Thank goodness. Yeah.
David Tennant's not really done. He's not done enough Oscar-worthy films, is he?
But
He
he
doesn't
is in
film-
Just Cause 3 though. So
He is in Just Cause 3 as himself a kid and kidnapped,
yeah.
and he fucking smashes it.
Yeah.
He hasn't.
He's also Scrooge McDuck in the new DuckTales, so you can't
Yeah. He's
And you said it was an Oscar-worthy performer.
exactly Scrooge McDuck, man.
Scrooge McDuck.
Which, if you haven't seen it, watch the new DuckTales series 'cause it's fucking great.
I started it the other day.
It's
actually,
really
yeah.
good. The cast is
Yeah.
brilliant as well.
Not bad. Not bad.
he doesn't really do many films though, does he?
He doesn't know. He's definitely more of a TV kind of fella.
Yeah.
But he does
Mhm.
great. The TV he does is usually like top
Oh, yeah.
tier television.
Yeah. He's the best Marvel TV villain.
Oh yeah.
Did
Mm.
he win an Oscar for Saint Trinians 2?
I think he might.
um,
Tell you what, Rupert Everett should have got an Oscar for any of those films. He was fucking great in those.
Don't forget,
I love
two
Rupert Everett.
roles in Nativity 2, Danger in the
Yeah.
Manger.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love how the star power of those films got less and less with each
Yep.
subsequent film. Start with Martin Freeman, then David Tennant, obviously very
Although at
popular
the
still,
time,
but just a
at
bit
the time though, Martin Freeman wasn't. I'd say at the time, David Tennant was probably bigger than Martin Freeman.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Or they were equal
Maybe equal, yeah.
because he hadn't
Maybe
done
equal.
Hobbit yet. He
Well,
hadn't
David
done
Tennant
Fargo
was-
yet.
At
He was
the
still
time,
sort of
I think at the time David Tennant was coming right off of Doctor Who.
Like, so he was
he
doing
was
it.
on a massive high at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas Martin Freeman was sort of the middle of his career. He was sort of on the up.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Right.
Analysis of the Nativity series for you there, guys.
Yeah. All national treasures, of course.
Yes.
But yeah, Olivia Colman, number 1 best actress.
Wonderful. Callum, hit us with your number unos.
Uno for actor is Anthony Hopkins. Silence of the Lambs, 91. He, as an actor, I think has popped up in so many films that I love. and always is a big draw for me. Elephant Man specifically is one of my favourite films, and he's incredible in it. Everyone always jumps to John Hurt, who is obviously phenomenal in that film. I think a lot of people neglect to remember that he's in it, Anthony Hopkins, and is incredible in it. He's also, he's in so many good films. Magic, the Richard Attenborough directed dummy movie.
Which he's very good in.
Yeah, Thor. A fun performance. Westworld, most recently, he's not in it much, but he's like is he like the architect in that show?
Yeah,
sort
of. Kind of.
He's the Willy Wonka of it all.
Yeah. And he was very good in that, and even recently I rewatched Darren Aronofsky's Noah the other day, in which he plays Methuselah, and I was just like, every scene you're in, I'm just transfixed to the screen every time you're on screen.
I honestly thought you were about to pull a right rug from under our feet and talk about how great Age of Transformers Last Night was.
Yeah. I just think it's fantastic. Obviously, as I said earlier, probably would have given the number one spot to Jack Nicholson, but I sacrificed the fact that I know he's probably going to get on the list. Hopefully.
Yeah, but now Anthony Hopkins going to fucking trash it.
Well, that's fine. I put him as number one, and they're both deserving. They would have been my number one and number two spots, respectively. So that's my number one actor. My number one actress. Purely for the fact that I haven't seen her in many films where she's the lead, but every time she is the lead, it's always incredible, and it's Frances McDormand.
Bullock, isn't it? No.
Speaking of Fargo, as you mentioned a minute ago, Fargo is one of my favourite films of all time, and she's so good in it. And Three Billboards, most recently.
Three Billboards is so fucking good.
I rewatched it last night, and I was just sat there the whole time going, God, this is...
Well, no wonder she's number one. Just fresh in your memory.
No. As I looked through the list, because she's the only one...
last night, Callum. So
she's the only one who I wrote... I had to write down two films as the examples for why. Every other one had one film. She has two. Oh, man. So good. She's in Blood Simple. She's in a lot of Coen movies. Hail Caesar. Obviously, she's banging one of the Coens. But she's married to one of the Coens. I don't know why I put her down as just banging one of them. But she's a phenomenal actress who doesn't really do much. She does not really in a lot of films. She doesn't pop up that often. But when she does, much like Daniel Day-Lewis, when she does, you're like, okay, yeah, this is going to be a fantastic performance. And I'm just always excited to see what she does next. That's my list.
Very good.
Wonderful. Deserving.
Very
deserving.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just literally looking up Anthony Hopkins movies and realised how much he's done. It's mad.
Yeah.
Go on, hit me with a few examples.
As in, I'd forgotten. There's a whole let's be honest, he's got a separate Wikipedia page for his filmography. Let's put it that way. It's not in his normal Wikipedia page. It's a separate thing. And I forgot about Elephant Man, A Bridge Too Far. He's in. Mm-hmm. Spotswood, which is really good. Howard's End, Bram Stoker's Dracula. Chaplin, he's in. He played Hitchcock in Hitchcock. He's done. I've forgotten how. Meet Joe Black. He's done so much, and he's always good in them.
Yeah.
All the King's Men. He's good in that. Yeah, he's done loads. He's done Mission Impossible 2, uncredited cameo.
Yeah.
Mission Impossible 2.
Yeah. Mission Impossible 2. Oh, yeah, give him the Oscar for that one.
Yeah.
It
wasn't an uncredited cameo, so I'm not sure it really counts.
Should count. It should be Oscar for best uncredited cameo ever. That gets the Raffi for best uncredited cameo ever.
Done.
No, I'm overruling that. Fuck me. I hate that character so much. He's literally got a few lines, and one of his lines in that film is to sleep with a man and lie to him. She's a woman. She's got all the training she needs. And you want to give him the fucking Oscar? You know what? Actually,
it's not an Oscar. It's a Raffi, mate.
Let's be honest. His performance of that character is very good. I just disagree with the content.
There you go. That's not his fault.
I
He's
just
also the
disagree with the
narrator
film
for-
in general.
He's also the narrator for How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I mean,
Yeah.
it gets better and better. It gets better
Yeah.
and better.
B-Ride.
Right.
Number ones.
My number one for men's is Ben Kingsley.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gandhi vibe.
I mean, a lot of it's on Gandhi because, Christ, he is
Gandhi.
Gandhi. Like, I don't want to sound disrespectful to the man Gandhi, but when I think of Gandhi, I don't picture Gandhi. I picture Ben Kingsley as Gandhi.
Yeah.
That's how Gandhi he was. He was the most Gandhi
Yeah.
anyone's been, even more so than Gandhi.
We've started talking a lot about Richard Attenborough films in the last 5 minutes.
Just out of nowhere.
Chaplin popped up.
Yeah.
Magic popped up.
Yeah.
Gandhi.
I just really, he encompassed that role almost entirely and completely, and played a man almost for his entire life, from earliest to the very end, and managed to change his performance dramatically. Like, he genuinely encompasses every aspect of that guy's life, from in so many different levels. Like, his voice is constantly, his accent changes as Gandhi's did, and the way he holds himself, and the way it just completely encompasses that role. And plenty of other things. He's done plenty of other things. Again, some poor choices.
Yeah, I think again he's done a lot of poor choices. But he's one of those actors who seems to accept anything.
Yeah,
he's up for anything. So it just stands to reason that a lot of it's going to be dog shit. But
yeah,
when he's in a good
seems
movie,
to have plenty of fun doing it, even if it's
like Thunderbirds, for instance.
Yeah. But let's be honest, if you're going to cast anyone in that, he looks almost exactly like the puppet. Like, that was perfect casting, because he already looked like him.
Oh, that film was awful.
It was, wasn't it? It really was.
Oh, I tell you what they should have done. Everyone should have walked around like this all the time.
Yeah, they should have lent into the puppetry
that
far more.
That film
than they
is
did.
actually about to drop on Netflix any day now.
Mad.
I think we should
do a watch party.
Yeah.
Thunderbirds 2004. We can all sing along to
Yeah.
Busted.
Thunderbirds, go!
I mean, I love Thunderbirds. I'm not going to even lie. And I'll be honest, I've seen a lot of stage plays. He's not live, but I've watched a lot of his stage work, which might be slightly unfair because it's a very different art form.
Well, he's got range then, hasn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, that's very true. I mean, as with most older, same with Anthony Hopkins.
I was just going to say, that's not
very much started off in the theatre. It's very much the tradition of British performers, which I think is why, and I'm not controversial, generally speaking, I prefer British performers for that reason.
Oh, you racist son of a bitch.
I know, right? But there are also American performers who also did that, who came up in theatre, and they're better.
No, absolutely.
I generally think that actors who are born of the theatrical tradition are often more varied and more interesting performers.
I think if you come from a theatrical background, generally speaking, not always, but generally speaking, you have more of a love for the craft.
Yeah. And range. I think your range is increased, which isn't always true, because there are exceptions to that rule. There are plenty of actors who have that range who weren't in the theatre industry.
Oh, definitely.
But I think that, generally speaking, hence why some of my top choices are very much like that.
Yeah.
Because I think even Colin Firth, he would have been theatrically trained. Dustin Hoffman did loads of theatre. Even being an American, he came up through the theatre. So I think that's where I think I've been definitely guided my choices.
Absolutely.
What about? I think it's important. Lady, I've gone with a fucking curveball. I've gone for Kathy Bates.
Yeah, that's
purely based on her performance in Misery, because I think it is
that what she won for.
Yeah. I mean, she's also done great other stuff, but her performance in Misery is genuinely unnerving and so one of the most terrifying villains in cinema, despite just being a woman. She has no real power apart from being obsessed, and that's terrifying because it's real.
As part of our screenwriting course, we were shown the sledgehammer foot scene, and that put me off watching the entire film.
Yeah.
But I also put her on the shortlist for my best actress based on it. So
It's a great film.
But she's also done plenty of other excellent performances. I'm not going to take it away from her, but it was very much based on that, because I think that was one of the first, not horror films, but one of the first sort of intense films I saw when I was quite young. So it had a real effect on me. She's absolutely terrifying, and it clearly left a lasting impression because it's still a little bit scared of her now.
She's probably really nice in person.
Oh no, I'm sure she's fucking lovely.
I think I've heard tell that she is in fact very very nice in person.
Yeah, which even more a testament to her ability that she can become that character despite being nothing like her.
Exactly.
But yeah, that was when you mentioned this category, she's the first person that came to my head who I knew had won an Oscar. So I think for that reason, she was always going to be high up.
Yeah.
Because it was where my mind went. And I think it was the same with Ben Kingsley. I think he was also the first person I thought of Oscar-winning actor. So I think that guided it. But I think that must speak to something. I must genuinely like them.
Well, there's a reason they jump into your head.
Exactly. So I think that's how it happened.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
But yeah. Right. I'm going to do some...
You got a lot of maths to do
not
now.
quick maths. I'm going to do some
Medium
moderately
maths.
quick maths.
Yeah. Callum and I can have a chat about the ones that weren't mentioned.
Yeah,
of course.
So
Go ahead.
My first one that I didn't mention that was on my shortlist was Forrest Whitaker for Last King of Scotland, in which he played Idi Amin. And I think the reason I didn't put it on my list is because I haven't seen it since it came out long ago, 2006, so 14 years. I haven't seen it, and so I can't really remember it. But his performance does stick in my head a little bit. I can remember how intense it was and how scary it was. And off the top of my head, though, like I don't remember him being the lead actor in that film. I remember it being James McAvoy as the lead. But
yeah, I think it's almost like a bit ensemble. There's quite a lot of people who have had big parts in it. But yeah, I'd say James McAvoy was probably.
But he did indeed win for Best Actor for Last King.
You probably say the same thing about Olivia Colman in The Favourite, though. So she's barely, really.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's very hard to.
I do think that Emma Stone and Rachel Weisz are technically leads above her. I do think that's odd. But I guess also Forrest Whitaker, I can't think of many other roles that I would have necessarily given him Best Actor for, which is maybe another reason why it did put him further up on my list. I do love him in other films. I love Inside Man. I've completely forgotten films that Forrest Whitaker's in. Black Panther.
Rogue One.
In Black Panther. Rogue One.
What's the one about the assassination where he's?
Oh, Vantage Point.
Yeah, he's in that.
Yeah. I was thinking that a second ago as well, and then I forgot again.
Yeah.
Vantage Point with
Vantage Point.
guy from Lost.
Yeah.
Matthew something.
Matthew Fox is the guy.
Matthew Fox. Yeah. From Lost. Yeah.
I don't think much as an actor, but yes.
I put Colin Firth down as well as another shortlister, but we spoke about him earlier. Indeed. What about you? What did you put down?
I've got Ben Kingsley and Dustin Hoffman on my shortlist.
Nice.
Both fantastic actors.
Ryan approved.
Good. I've got Denzel Washington on my shortlist. Yep. Just as more as a general thing, he is a really good actor, but I couldn't pinpoint any performances that I like.
Yeah, the one he won.
Probably because I haven't seen him in that many films. I just know that he's really good.
Yeah.
I've got John Voight, purely because of Mission Impossible. I think that might be one of the only films I've seen him in. But
I would put John
What about
Voight
Transformers? He's the president.
Gave birth to that gorgeous woman. Angelina Jolie. He didn't give birth to her, but
no, he was involved.
John Voight is an interesting one. Obviously, I think more films that I think he's just okay, and I think of like National Treasure and films like that.
Was he in the banjo film?
Deliverance. Yeah,
he's in that.
So, yeah.
I mean that the performance in that, which is worthwhile.
Mm-hmm.
And the only other one was Marlon Brando.
Yeah,
of course.
But he was close.
And I didn't see him on the list.
Otherwise, it's for On the Waterfront.
Right,
and The Godfather. He won it both.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. As Ryan said earlier about Gregory Peck. I think Marlon Brando ushered in a new era of acting, where it was okay to be a tough guy with emotions. Beforehand, there would be the emotional characters and there would be the tough guy characters. But heaven forbid a tough guy ever cry or anything like that. The tough guy is the hero of the Golden Age picture. Marlon Brando comes along all of a sudden and completely does these feral performances, but with this intense emotive drive behind them. On the Waterfront being a prime example, crying in the car, I could have been a contender, I could have been somebody. That was like not seen before, and I think solely because he revolutionized acting in a way. He definitely should have made my list, but once again I didn't see that he was on there. I
despite being on there twice,
but I was too focused on like seeing who was on the list and writing them down quick
also,
rather than actually thinking.
Part of me, like his legacy got a little bit ruined in terms of acting, of how towards the end he just became like a belligerent arsehole.
I mean, he was
always a bit of a...
He sort of gave up acting by the end, let's be honest. By the end, he wasn't acting.
When he won,
he was reciting lines that someone was feeding him.
I think when he won the Oscar for, I think it was The Godfather, he didn't actually accept the award.
Because of protest. He protested.
Yeah, he sent up someone else to receive it, and
he sent someone who was a representative of Native American people because he was supportive of their cause, which is good.
They booed her.
Yeah, I know, what a dick. I give him credit for that.
She obviously wanted to do that as much as he did, but that fucked her career up. She never got work ever again.
But again, those things should be done.
Of course.
That's like I just completely off topic. John Boyega went out to Hyde Park and he literally posted something on Twitter saying, "I may not have a career after this, but fuck it."
He said that on
he said, "Okay, it was a quote." Okay.
Yeah.
I only saw the quote. I don't know if he'd...
You say that, but if he doesn't get some sort of supporting role in Black Panther 2 after
it,
he's
completely off topic, I know. Sorry, but it's similar.
He's gonna be absolutely fine. He's gonna continue. His career's gonna be fine. His career.
He's popular.
He's standing up.
Yeah. And because most of the entertainment industry are completely in support of what's happening.
People are going to reward people for standing up. It's not going to be the opposite.
It used to be the opposite. It used to be like it is with that example.
Yeah, but now there's money. There's money in this.
There's that. But I think people's general attitudes have changed as well.
That's not the case, though.
Yeah, I'd hope it maybe a combination of the two.
It's just money. But no, I do believe
there's money to be made in hiring activists. That's what it is. People love it. It's like, oh yeah.
Don't be so cynical, David. So cynical.
Of course I am.
Anyone else?
That was it for my best actor list. Actress, I've got I've got a lot.
Okay, go for it.
I'll start with Maggie Smith. Love Maggie Smith. She's great. She won hers ages ago.
Yep, a long time ago. For Jean Brody, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Sure.
But she's done some great stuff since.
She has.
Jodie Foster's on my shortlist, but didn't put her down for whatever fucking reason.
I mean, happens. Don't panic.
Yeah.
Don't worry, sir. Don't worry.
Yeah, I let's just say I had better actresses to put above.
Well, that's sort of how a list works, isn't it?
Yeah. Emma Thompson, fucking great.
Yep. She's brilliant. Love the woman.
Another
national fucking treasure. Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
I think I'm still a bit sour because she wrote Last Christmas, but I'll forgive it.
I don't know how much of it was her just writing to a brief that somebody else created.
Yeah, because she's also an Oscar-winning writer.
I
think that was very much her brainchild.
Yeah, I don't know enough about it to really go for it, but I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt because
if it was,
because I like her and I don't like other people.
Don't want her to think about it.
Production, so
it's fair enough. No, it's fair enough.
And then there's a whole bunch of people that sort of fall into the same sort of bracket for me. You've got people like Nicole Kidman and Kate Winslet and Kate Blanchett and Jennifer Lawrence.
I'll be honest, mate. Sandra Bullock is fucking firmly in that category.
Nah.
If anything, below that category.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
actually like Sandra Bullock, and I don't really like any of these others, despite the fact that they're all pretty good.
I love Kate. Kate Winslet's fucking great.
Yeah,
I love Kate Winslet.
yeah, but you have to admit Sandra Bullock's better.
No, she
Yeah.
ain't. Nah,
No.
mate.
A chance, son.
No,
Lost a chance.
They've all won
Never.
Oscars for Best Actress, so
Yeah, but
arguably,
nah.
same caliber.
Oh, I love it when this sort of stuff happens. You're a
Kate
bit of the Sam
Blanchett
this
is
week, aren't you, David?
me
You've been a
that
bit of the
I don't. Kate
Right.
Blanchett's the one I've never got on board with. I
Yeah.
don't know what it is about her. I just can't quite get on board with her, even though she's in films I love. There's something about her.
Every time she's in a film, it's very hard to forget
Even
her
Hot
Galadriel
Fuzz.
voice.
That fucking cameo in Hot Fuzz is killer.
That's good. Yeah, that's good.
I like
how's
that
the
she's willing to
Hobbit?
do that. She's willing to do, like, you don't even see her face. You don't see her
Yeah.
face at all. She's got a
Right.
mask on the entire time.
Same,
But she's willing
same
to do
with
it.
Peter Jackson, isn't it?
Yeah, I
Um,
appreciate that.
How are you doing, Ryan? I've just noticed
I'm getting
my phone
there.
is literally about to die.
Oh shit. Hang on. I'm halfway through the ladies.
Oh bloody hell!
Hang on. Across 3.
I think what we'll do is we'll just allow you time to do it. And we'll just cut this bit out.
What about you, Callum? You got any left to?
I don't actually. Written down. I've only got ones I've already said. Off the top of my head. No, I've got nothing. I can't think of anything. My brain's gone dead.
2.
I think the intensity of the fact my phone's about to die has completely
Don't worry. I'm going.
has completely emptied my brain. My brain hole.
5.
My Terry folded flat.
3. Oh, she gets bonus as well, doesn't she? Fuck.
Have you seen the new Rick and Morty, David?
I have.
I've now completely changed the subject because
I finished season.
I assume this is going to get cut out.
Yeah.
Not necessarily. We'll see. Depends how
Hang on,
good.
did anyone else get?
Yeah,
Trying to look at other bonuses. Did anyone else get
Have
any?
you seen all 10 now? or
I've
just
seen
the
all
9?
10 now. Yeah,
How's the 10th one? Is it good?
the 10th one is very interesting.
Yeah.
Without, I don't want to give anything away, but it picks up on a story thread from season 3 that you
Okay.
basically assumed was over and done with.
Wow. Okay.
And like from the outset, it throws that in your face, and you're like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
all right.
That's
And,
cool.
and you start off the episode wrong-footed.
Right.
It actually plays very much in its favor, because then you've got all these questions moving on. You're like, okay, well, let's see how this goes. Like originally, you were just like, oh, it's just going to be a very, very standard Rick and Morty, more of an epic feel finale. Takes the piss out of Star Wars a bit, and I'm fine with that. But yeah, no, it is a good episode. Recommended.
Yeah,
It's not going to top Vat of Acid though.
No,
Vat of
that's
Acid is it's one of the most pettiest things I've ever fallen in love with. It's so I wish I could be that petty in real life. I really
what was the 9th episode again? I've forgotten. I've watched it, but I can't remember
That's
what it
the
was.
one where he impregnates a planet.
Oh yeah.
And then he takes care of them by creating this sort of utopia for them to live in.
Mm-hmm.
And Jerry gets mixed in with the what are they called?
Oh
yeah,
shit.
no, there's a better word.
Shit.
There's a better word for it. The undesirables.
Yeah, I think it's undesirables or something like that. Yeah.
It's like people who don't contribute.
Yeah.
I forget the word, but it was a really good word.
Oh fuck. Oh, this is tight, boys. This is tight.
That's how we like it.
Love it. Lovely and tight.
Yeah, we love our tight actors and actresses.
We do.
Also vaginas.
Oh Christ. You know what? For time wise, I've started just referring to them by their first names. It feels really weird.
Okay.
Just as I'm writing it down, I'm like, oh look, Jack, Dustin, Tom. It seems really strange.
Like casting our friends in a pet.
Yeah, it does. Let's have a look. Who won? Okay, that was the winner. The winner is clear in each one. It's the rest that's the issue.
Okay. Callum, have you watched any Gangs of London yet?
No.
Are you interested?
I am, yeah. Is it good?
It's okay. I think you're. I don't want to big the hopes up too much because there's very specific moments which are dragged forward by Gareth Evans being the director, and you're like, oh yeah, it's Gareth Evans stuff, and then the rest of it, you don't really know where you stand with it.
Yeah,
and it's all very good.
That's the feeling I got when I watched the first episode.
Yeah, but you're expecting. Yeah, there are a couple of action scenes in the first episode which are mental.
We're there.
So there's some proper good fights in it.
We are there.
But as for the rest of it, you don't really. You're in unfamiliar water because you came into it because of Gareth Evans. Right. Like, oh, I'm watching this because of Gareth Evans. What's all this Godfather shit? But it is good. It is good.
Right.
And carrying on.
I'll just do another intro again, just in case I do end up cutting some of that out.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So let's pretend. So I'm done. Let's go first off for the men's. We have got a winner. We have got a joint between 2 for second and third, and then a joint between 4 for fourth and fifth.
Christ.
Go for it.
So,
right.
because of that, I'm going to go winner first because it's done.
Absolutely.
Anthony Hopkins is the
top. I don't think we saw that coming.
Anthony Hopkins is number 1. Yeah. For second and third, so the minimum these people are going to be in third, we've got Gary Oldman and Ben Kingsley. Now, my vote is firmly in the Ben Kingsley camp. And then, David, your vote is firmly in the Gary Oldman camp because that was your number 1. Yeah. So, it's up to you, Callum, and I think I know which way you're going to go.
I'm going to go Ben Kingsley 2, Gary Oldman 3. And I know that's the opposite. And I'm going to do that is because of what I said earlier, because I think Gary Oldman is
okay. That's settled then. Ben Kingsley is number 2.
Although I think Gary Oldman is ultimately the better actor. That's not what we're judging on. We're judging it on best actors and best actresses.
Wait, hold on.
Fair enough. I mean, yeah, let's be honest. The decision is such an individual system that we can't compare. Yeah. Right, but now we've got to decide fourth and fifth between 4 big boys. We have got Jack Nicholson, Dustin Hoffman, Tom Hanks, and Daniel Day-Lewis.
Fucking hell. Where am I going?
Now, so we've got Jack Nicholson, Dustin Hoffman, Tom Hanks, Daniel Day-Lewis. Now, if we're going off lists, which is usually how we do it, I've got Dustin Hoffman at number 2 and Jack Nicholson at number 4. And David, you have got Tom Hanks at number 2 and Jack Nicholson at number 4. So far, Jack Nicholson is on 2 lists. Which
Jack Nicholson is my vote for the next.
Yeah, I mean, Jack Nicholson was kicked off Callum's list, so I think...
Yeah, so he was pretty much nearly on there, almost.
We'll
give him number 4. That's fair, because he was on all of our lists.
Yeah.
If we're then going to go for the next position, we had Dustin Hoffman and... Oh, no, Daniel Day-Lewis was on your list, wasn't Callum? And he was number
2 on... Callum.
Number 2. We're fucked.
Yeah.
No, come on. Look, we'll do a vote. What's the deal? What's the problem?
Well, yeah, but so I'd vote for Dustin Hoffman because he was my number 2.
Put it this way: we all know what our number 1 picks are. What are our number 2 picks?
Ah, clever.
So
out of those 3, who would you put next?
One that isn't our own.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Clever. I'd go Tom Hanks.
Dustin Hoffman.
Fuck's sake, David! Don't do it.
Dustin Hoffman was mine.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. So Dustin Hoffman is number 5.
Cool.
We worked it out, but that was fucking.
Sorry, Daniel Day-Lewis, but I'd prefer Dustin Hoffman.
Fair enough.
I appreciate.
I'm not going to argue.
Everyone's done
because I've done quite well off that list.
Yeah.
In fact, 4 of my 5 are on there, so I'm not going to complain. I've clearly got a good eye.
That's some good work.
Moving on to slightly less complicated for the ladies, a little not as intense. We've actually got quite a simple choice to make. Actually, no, we may be a bit more complicated than I said. It is. Right, so number 1 is Olivia Colman. Done.
Yay. Good work, girl.
Olivia's all good, done and dusted. Charlize came in at number 2.
Good.
2 points. Then we got Meryl taking that bronze.
Ooh.
And then we've got a decision for 4th and 5th, because we've got 3 possibles, all joint for 4th and 5th. We've got Jodie Foster, Frances McDormand, and Kathy Bates for 4th and 5th.
That
So
is
out of
good.
those 3. Now, Kathy Bates is my number 1, so that's
I think
Done
Jodie
for me.
Foster turned up on more lists, right?
Yeah.
true. Jodie Foster
Yeah.
turned up on 2 lists.
And out of those 3, I would vote for Jodie Foster as well.
Then perfect. So Jodie Foster's number 4. So then we've got to decide between
So
Kathy Bates. That's up to you, David, because
that's
Kathy
David's
Bates is my
vote,
number
yeah.
1, and Frances McDormand is Callum's number 1. So it's up to you.
Yeah.
I vote for Sandra Bullock.
No.
Okay. Oh, fuck.
And I don't want to let you down, David, but Sandra Bullock, I think, had the least points of anyone on the list
That does not surprise me.
that anyone mentioned.
I'm fine. That's okay. That's fine.
Oh,
Considering
no. She got more than Julianne Moore. Julianne Moore only got 1. Sandra Bullock got 2.
I don't know how I feel about that. She's a pretty good actress. Honestly, you two have worn me down. Like I'm not
Good,
going
you're
to watch
right.
her films in the same way again.
You should.
Really gave me a ribbing for it. I don't like that. That's ooh.
So yeah, it's up to you, Frances McDermott or Kathy Bates.
Neither of them are on my shortlist. The fuck.
Well, I think you prefer. You said you really love 3 Billboards, so
I love
makes
3
sense.
Billboards, but I also love that scene in Misery. So
yeah, that's a scene.
yeah. All right, I was going to say
gonna-
Frances McDormand.
Yeah, that's fair. I'll take that.
She's great.
I've also done quite well off of that. I've done well.
Yeah.
I've got 4 out of 5 on each one.
Hey.
The top 3 actresses are my top 3. So
Yeah. You've done well, better than
Yeah.
one of the last times, wasn't it, David? I'm not going to bring up the sci-fi again, but you didn't get any.
I was like, I can't. I'm not going to forget that.
Outrageous. So that's it. Just to recap.
The pure ire in that. I
This is
felt.
nearly 2 hours, and Callum's phone's going to die.
Yeah, I'm on 3% now.
Right, let's do it.
Yeah.
So the top 5 best actor winners. That's how we're going to call it now. Anthony Hopkins is the best. Ben Kingsley is the second best. Gary Oldman is the third best. Jack Nicholson is the fourth best, and Dustin Hoffman is the fifth best. Just Dustin Hoffman. Best actress winners. Olivia Colman is number 1. Charlize Theron is number 2. Meryl Streep is number 3. Jodie Foster is number 4, and Frances McDermott is number 5. That is
They
it.
are
It's over.
official lists.
Official list of the best actors to ever walk the earth.
That have won Best Actor or Actress.
That
at the
have won
Oscars.
Best Actor or Actress.
Wow.
So that caveat.
Fantastic. Like,
We did it.
subscribe, share.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of whatever we've been doing here at Rap Party HQ. We'd like to thank Sam Sargent for supplying the score. To hear the full tracks and more music of the same ilk, feel free to head to soundcloud.com/Sam Sargent and tell him Rap Party sent you, preferably not at gunpoint. While on the internet, it'd help us out if you liked us on Facebook, followed us on Twitter, and kept an eye out for further episodes. Thanks once again for listening, and that's a wrap.